Hey everybody, welcome back. Jordan here. Today we're going to be taking a look at all of the different modular buildings in our LEGO city. There's approximately 30 of them, give or take, depending on what you classify to be a modular building. Of course, we're going to be taking a look at all of the different LEGO Creator Expert modular buildings, along with all of the different re-brickable model ones, which are alternate builds of the LEGO Creator Expert modular buildings. And we're also going to be taking a look at some of the custom ones that we have in the city here. We've got quite a few different awesome buildings to cover, so let's dive right into it, starting with the oldest one in our collection. The oldest is actually the Fire Brigade. This one here came out in 2009. Of course, there are some other ones that are older than this one, but this is the oldest in our city here. It is awesome. It's got that dark red color with the light bluish gray accents and some dark tan on the bottom there. Of course, the fire truck is pulling out of the garage style door there, and it has a flag over top of that door. We've actually changed ours to represent the Canadian flag, but classically that would actually represent the United States flag, or be the United States flag. And it's got some gold helmets and some axes on either side of the building. It looks fantastic, and it is pretty incredible. The next one is actually the Grand Emporium, which of course came out in 2010. This thing is pretty cool. It's a corner building, which is nice. It's got the word shop there above the rotating door there. Also some flags. It has a chandelier in the inside. Also has a nice billboard. And you can actually see the chandelier through the roof there with the skylight. The next one actually came out in 2011. They do a new modular building each and every single year. It comes out on January 1st, actually. And it's the pet shop. You can see the first half of it there. We actually have two of them. Changed one of them to a post office. And the second half of the building is actually right here. It's a little townhouse. Wasn't the most popular one, but I actually really do like it. Looks good in a city setting. We actually used to have 3 pet shops, and we decided to take the parts and pieces from one of them and actually create this re-brickable model here, which is a bookshop. And it's got a cat reading a book. It's full of great detail and building techniques. I highly recommend it if you're into building alternate builds, especially if you have a spare pet shop laying around. Perfect for the city. I believe it's the tallest of all modular buildings. This one here came out in 2012. This is Town Hall. As you can see, it uses some croissants for detailing, which is pretty cool. It's got the mayor standing on the balcony there. Clock on the top. And it looks great. Also has a working elevator. Well, it's hand powered, but it does definitely work, and that's on the back side of the building and of course in the interior. The modular building from 2013 is featuring 3 clicks and a snap. This is one of the first modular buildings that I got. Not the first one though. This is the Palace Cinema. Definitely a really nice looking building. The interior can be a little bit boring, but the roof of it is fantastic. Definitely has that Chinese theater sort of look to it. It's got some amazing sticker elements as well. Right there. I also really like the brick build sign there that spells out Palace. Definitely a pretty cool building technique. Now this one here actually isn't a modular building, but it is modular and it can connect to other modular buildings. This is the Spring Lantern Festival that came out in 2021. And it actually sits right next to the Parisian restaurant, which is one of the top modular buildings. People love this building here. It is awesome. Just amazing. It's got so much detail both on the interior and exterior, and this one here came out in 2014. It just has so much different great part usage. It's phenomenal. Look at those shells right there, and also the croissants. Also that rounded roof. I like the color of it as well. We may as well take a look at these two while we're here. This is Jose's Bakery. She built it using just some basic constructions from rebrickable.com. She was sort of inspired by them, just looking at the exterior of the building, and then she used our parts and pieces from our own inventory and built this little bakery here. And that sits beside the Disney costume shop. Guess what parts we used to build this? We used the Disney castle parts. Isn't that cool? And that's once again another rebrickable model. We still need to fix the front of it there. I want to change the logo because I'm not sure how I feel about Mickey Mouse's head being part of the logo. Rather use some circular plates. I think that would be better suiting. But yeah, that's the Disney costume shop. This is actually the first modular building that I ever got, so for that reason it is my favorite one because it got us into LEGO City building. This is the detective's office. It's got a barbershop inside. Also, there's a really nice looking pool table inside, and of course, a detective's office. It is phenomenal. It has lots of different great building techniques, and I really like the sign on the outside as well, which is just awesome. It says pool, although that P, yeah, no, I guess that's right when you come from this angle here. It looks a little bit off kilter there, but yeah, could use a dusting as well. Sometimes it's harder to reach these modular buildings when they're in the center of the LEGO city. Wow, I just took a look at the year that this one came out, 2016. Can you believe it? Time flies when you're building Lego. This is the Brick Bank. It's actually got a really cool story behind it. Because not only is it a bank, but it's also a laundromat. The laundromat right here is called Soaps and Studs. And they're actually laundering money within that building. Also, we've got some crooks on the roof here. I think I added those, though. They didn't come with the actual set, I don't think. This is the Brick Bank. It looks fantastic. It has some really cool detail using some very interesting parts. Those are like the big saws that you would think, right? That's what you would use that part for. But no, they're using it as detailing. Also has the sand green window frames there, and it creates a skylight for the bank. There's like a vault and everything inside. It's fantastic. And right down here we have some more interesting details, including that nice ornament above the door. And look at that, the way they use the light bluish gray ingots, which is very suiting for a bank, and it just looks modern and looks fantastic. This is one of my favorite modular buildings. 2017 is when the largest of all the modular buildings came out. This is Assembly Square. It actually commemorated the 10-year anniversary of modular buildings because they started coming out in 2007. It sits on a base plate and a half. There's actually a lot of different rebrickable models for this one here. And we chose to build this one here. It is super duper flashy. It's called the European Jazz Cafe. We also built the inverted corner known as the Music Club, but decided to change it to this after. But Assembly Square has a whole bunch of cool details inside. There's a cafe, there's a flower shop, there's a bakery, and there's a nice fountain out front as well. Perfect modular building for the 10-year anniversary. This one here is like somewhat custom. It's actually a re-MOC, what I consider to be. I took two of the Pet Shop Cafe sets, Pet Shop Cafe Townhouse, I believe it was, and I made this good looking building here, which is a corner building. And on the top there, it's actually got some stormtroopers in a hot tub, so you know it's a party there. Looks pretty modern. It's still got to finish the interior of it, but that actually brings us to our next modular building, which is this one here. This one actually was the last one to retire. This is the Downtown Diner. I love it. Looks like a jukebox. It's got a boxing ring on the inside, and of course, a vintage diner. Love the way the window is shaped, how it's got the staircase on the side. It just looks great. This one here is the corner garage. Came out in 2019. It also has a veterinarian there. The veterinarian does not deal with snakes. I love that. Funny little joke there. It's a vintage style garage, and it's got the octane gas pump there, which is pretty interesting. I love the mechanism that opens the garage door. It's got a tow truck. Also, the angle that they have that corner building at is really nice. And we also got a second one of those, and we parted it out, and we built the building that you see right beside it there, which is a pub. The pub is very highly detailed. It uses those parts in just an amazing way to create a really nice modular building that blends in with any LEGO City, and of course all of the other LEGO Creator Expert modular buildings. In 2019 we got a bookshop. It features a townhouse and of course a bookshop, which is called Birch Books. It also has a nice birch tree out front of it. Came with some interesting storytelling. For example, a young boy has got his airplane stuck in a tree. I don't mind it. It looks pretty good. I like the color contrast between the two buildings. Overall, it's not my favorite modular building, but I like them all, to say the least. One that came out here in 2021 is this one right here. This is where you can see the Soaps and Studs advertisement, which is an Easter egg because this is actually a police station. And if you can remember, Soaps and Studs is where they were laundering money, and that was right beside the bank. So it's a continued story in this one here, which is awesome. There's also a donut shop beside the police station. There is an apartment, and then there's also a newsstand just out front. But there's lots of storytelling in this one here. There's a thief that's creating fake news, stealing donuts. It could be the bird. It could be the guy who owns the newsstand. There's a lot of storytelling in that one there. And that's our last LEGO Creator Expert modular building. Of course, there's other modular buildings here in the city as well. One that came out in 2021 is also the Daily Bugle. This is LEGO attempting to give us a skyscraper, which is nice. The building itself is pretty plain, but it's got lots of great sticker details and lots of minifigures. So when you pose those minifigures on the building, they really stand out. And of course, the sign on the top is fantastic. One of my own design, and I consider it to be a modular building, of course, is actually the tallest in the LEGO city, and that's the Avengers Tower. I took the older Avengers Tower, inspiration from that one there, a bunch of parts and pieces from my own inventory, and 2 of those older Avengers Towers actually, and built that giant modular building, which looks pretty good in the LEGO city, and you can see that beside the hospital there. A couple other ones here. We've got the Ghostbusters headquarters, or HQ. This thing is incredible. I know I say incredible a lot, but I truly do love LEGO modular buildings and LEGO cities. They come together just beautifully, and the buildings just blend together perfectly. And in particular, this one blends together perfectly with the sitcom tower, which takes the Friends sets and also the Big Bang Theory set and the instructions from LEGO Artisan on rebrickable.com and puts them all together in one roof, just like that there. Another modular building is right beside that. That's the Sanctum Sanctorum, which is custom of my own design as well. I used 2 different Sanctum Sanctorum showdown sets and then a bunch of parts from my own inventory. And of course, I was inspired by the original design, and I built that building. And just down the street there, we have the rebrickable model of the Sesame Street set as well. There's lots of custom stuff that we're working on, and some that we already have built. Don't mind SMG in the background there. He's making a mess as normal. But we have the LEGO store right here, which is a modular building of a LEGO store. And I actually based the design of this off the little mini LEGO store right there. Of course, we have the office tower, the SIG tower, and the arcade that we're currently building as well. You can see we have an open 32 by 32 base plate right here beside another custom MOC, which is a train station. It's got some nice details in the inside, including that large clock there. Also some plants behind that. And the front side of it looks pretty good as well. Don't ask me why there's the Monster Fighters hearse there. That would scare me away from that train station. And that is an overview of mostly all of the different modular buildings in the LEGO City. What do you think they're going to come out with here in 2021? Who could know? Hopefully something exciting. Although the residential buildings are not considered to be modular buildings, I would consider some of these to be in that same scale and sort of, you know, match that same vibe. But that's what we have in our downtown core. Let us know what you think by commenting below. Remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more great stuff. And thank you so much for popping on by. Farewell.